So,
Very good afternoon to each and everyone present here today. So today, the topic, first of all, I would like to thank the IoT Academy for giving me an opportunity to take a session, which is a general, very general session, but the most important session for teachers. So the topic is basically is personality development for teachers, and wherein the focus will be primarily on team building and human resource management. But before that, we need to understand that if our personality is good, the team building and resource management will be easy for us. So as I've been already introduced to all of you, I am Dr. Shiju, and I belongs to one of the college in Kerala. And And to my session, the most important thing that every member need to understand is the natural acceptance, which is a part of our human values, which is known as what universal human values. So these terms you might be familiar with actually, and this is ultimately is the basic goal of of any human being on the earth. The first one is you talk about self actually. The second is about the body, which is physically existing. We talk about people around us. We call it friends or colleagues. And the family in which wherein you're born actually you follow the cultures which is being inculcated to you, and then finally you work for this. You are not basically working for family or ourselves or the friends actually, but you're working for the society. And finally, when you contribute to the society, it is all about you are taking care of the nature. So why were you born here? That is an ultimate question. So each individual person who is, I think, born, there will be definitely a reason for it. Actually, we are here on the earth, uh, is to serve the earth, is to serve the people around us. So whatever you see around you, it is not created. Sometimes it is not built by you or not developed by you actually. When you look at 19th century and 20th century, 21st century, coming centuries, you can see there is a huge gap in every decade. Every 10 years, you'll find there is a big change. And why that change is happening, that is the most important thing to even think of. We need to think actually. So you can see when we talk about all basic engineering courses, it's all like civil. You have civil, you have mechanical, you have electrical. They are the mother branches of engineering stream actually. And from there, all other engineering branches have just started actually. Now, there are two ways to actually serve the society. One is actually indirect way, and there is another way which is actually a direct way. And the direct way is like you becoming a doctor, and the indirect way is you becoming an engineer. So talking about what I said just now is like whatever you see around, basically is built by people, many people in the past. You're taking up all the concepts which is in the past and making use of it to discover something new. So we have two things. Once again, like one is the law, which is well proved, and the other one is theory. So the theoretical part becomes law once it is being proved. Okay, so when we are born here, we are serving the society, we are serving the nation, or we are serving the earth. We always try to convert the theory into law. That is what is the ultimate, and that is being done and handed over to the new generation. This is what we are doing actually. Now we just go back. We just go back and talk about once we born in a family actually. So someone who will be taking care of us is basically is our parents. They are the first people who make us understand or make us uh, give a platform to understand how to start up with actually how to lead our life and how to grow up actually. So that is the main concern that they do actually. Yeah, as we grow gradually, we started doing a lot of mess. That is a normal thing actually. So some kids are very hyperactive active. At the same time, some people are quite silent also. So there are different modes, actually, different modes of a kid, and that basically is the basic characteristics as part of the hereditary also. Now, uh, once we become too much of non-nuisance at home, there is a solution that is being created, and that solution is known as the concept of the school. So the concept of the school is invented by Harry P. School in 1369, where where the set of students, I mean the kids, being sent to a place, and that place at that time, at that point of time, it was considered as a kind of punishment that all the kids who are messy at home need to send to this particular place. So that way the concept of the school has started. Okay. Now, when the kids are in the school, there should be some people, there should be some trainer, or there should be some teacher who should monitor these kids. Now, we being in the school, we were well monitored by the teachers, well disciplined. And after our schooling, we moved to the college also. There also, we have to be in the prospects, aspects of definitely the teaching profession, wherein we also need to be much more disciplined. At the same time, we need to we need to know our own responsibility as well. Yeah, we got the parental care, we got the teachers care, and we are growing up like that. And this association, which is between the parents and the teachers, make the kids think about, or make the kids to grow and achieve all the goals actually. Now, apart from the teachers, we actually meet with so many other people. I mean, like we meet with friends around us. And since we are from a different culture, we are coming with a background with a different family culture. Uh, it becomes a kind of place, the school or the college, it becomes a kind of a place where you started adapting the nature or the characteristics of other human being, or the other person, or the friends, or the teachers who guides you actually. Now, coming to the point that who influenced the most in our life at this point of time. When we talk in general, we basically say that these are the following people, like the YouTubers, the bloggers, the celebrities, and industry expert activities, uh, activists, and there are so many of the people who actually come as part of our life as a motivator as well. No, there are so many influencers, but the prime age where you get very much influence is your school time, or is your college time. Because when you are in school time, you are well disciplined. You learn how to be in discipline. It is because of the teaching learning process. It is because of the teachers who guide you to be disciplined. At home, you may not be well disciplined actually. Now, once this, as I said, when the schooling is over, you jump into the college. When you are in the college, the prime time is over. Now, the secondary time starts. The secondary time is the time which we call hot blood age. This hot blood age in the college time is a time where you are free to do so many things. Now, you maybe definitely you may be 18 plus, and it is a time wherein you are meeting with so many different friends. I already said different characteristics, different nature, different family background, and you try to adapt. That is why that I already mentioned. Now, while in that particular process, in the hot blood process, there should be someone to guide you well. If you are guided well, then you'll get your targeted goal. But if you're not guided well, you may actually lose your path. You lose our career growth. So that may happen. So it's not the influencer that I mentioned right now who guide you well, but it is all about a person whom you call teachers who influence the most. So it's the teacher for the real people who influence our student life, and that is definitely well accepted, because on an ideological case, we always, whenever somebody asks you who is the most ideal person, right, we always mention that There's one teacher who used to taught me like that, and that because of that teacher only, I got too much interested in that particular subject, in maths or physics or chemistry, and that led me to join college into the same stream. It is all because of the influence of a teacher. It is because of the knowledge which is being shared by the teacher to the kid. It is because of the discipline which is created by the teacher and the kid. It is because of the love, affection, care, motivation, and encouragement which is given by the teacher to the kids. It all matters. So if all those uh, contextual factors that I said, if it is well balanced, then that particular single kid will consider that teacher to be the most ideal teacher. So to become an ideal teacher or to become uh, to that particular level, the most important thing that we need to do is we need to develop our personality. Okay, so this particular FDP is all about developing our personality. So how to improve our personality, that we have to see. So let us talk about uh, we know, you know, one thing, like being a teacher, we always used to say we never accept any of our mistakes. We always try to argue when somebody asks us to change our nature, the characters or the behavior to the students or to the elder, or to our own kids also. One thing always persists with us is we are sometimes we sometimes become very arrogant also. So we need to be very calm. We need to get control over our anger. That is the most important thing, right? So as I said, teacher is a person who is the most influencer in the society, in the life of any human being. Okay, so let us talk about what are the different personality that a teacher should have, so that anybody around you, being a kid or as a student, started respecting you, as a student started uh, appreciating you, as a student consider you as the most ideal person in their life. So the very first thing that we need to do is to educate the kid, okay, in the best possible way. So to educate our kid, the most important first thing that comes is we ourselves get updated with the nature. So the important aspect is what we have to update ourselves every day of our life. See, the changes which is happening in the world day to day, every day, is just because of the reason that you are trying to do something new every day. So when we started doing something new every day, we are improving ourselves. Okay. So that is what is most important. So to educate, as I always already mentioned, that we should have a proper knowledge in our own domain. So if you have a good knowledge in our own domain, definitely the knowledge will be propagated, and it is and as I said, if you're a knowledgeable person, the education will go well for the kids. Now, that itself is not important. When I say I have just the theoretical knowledge, and I consider myself to be well-known person on a particular domain of on a specific topic, it is not enough actually. So theoretical part is not considered to be a knowledgeable thing, but at the same, I would like to add it, like you should have the skill for the theoretical part. I've already mentioned that something which is theory is continued as a theory until unless you don't prove it, it will never become law. It will never become law. So the most important thing, you should have the practical skill of the knowledge that you have, and with that only things will change. Okay. Now, let me help you a bit more to develop our personality as a teacher. And to do that, the most important thing is like, is it through this session, one single session, you will be able to improve your personality? Or is it like any person to whom you listen to in YouTube or somewhere else make changes in your life? Yes, definitely. It's to an extent. So out of 100, definitely I'll say that it's to 40%. It will happen. It will definitely happen to a 40%. But a person who can definitely change you is none other than you yourself actually. Okay. So we do respect our elders, we do respect our colleagues, we do respect our younger ones, and we do learn from all these three set of people. Okay, but the most important thing is to execute it, and that can only be done by the person itself. Okay, so we have to look into when we look into a mirror, the only person who can help you is you yourself. Okay, so starting our journey from school times to the college time, right, to the PG, to the level of PhD, to the level of postdoctor grades. Actually, there's so many hurdles in our life, right? And I used to remember that my guide used to tell me a particular single quote: "You born on earth as a human being, you carry two things. One, happiness, and the second one is sadness. These two things will be there till the end of your life. So every single next day, there are challenges. So in the very same day, you will be having happiness. At the very same day, you will be having sadness. Okay, so definitely, when we look at the part of as part of the student's life, actually, there are so many things, and we have also gone through that particular stage. So being a teacher, the very first thing that we need to understand and make ourselves uh, very much clear that uh, there are so many hurdles in a life of a kids, wherein they have to be good in their academics. They have to be going through so much of mental stress. They will be going through so much of physical problems. All these things we need to understand, and that is the way. First understand and then interact with the kids. That is the way we should actually do, right? So as I said, passing any single task is not easy. It is very tough, and there are a lot of processes through which we have to go through. And while going through, there will be a lot of pressures. Okay. Now this is basically the part of the students actually. When we talk about our own faculty side, actually being a teacher, actually what all things that we face, that also we need to understand. No, we basically uh, we when we as a teachers start our profession, there's so many things come into existence. As you can see, there will be peer pressures, there will be pressures from your boss. Actually, there will be pressures from your colleague, there will be pressures from the student side also. You will find that there are many students who react to you very badly because they are not disciplined. They don't know how to deal with the faculty members and to address them. Sometimes we may find it very difficult. You know, the best thing and the most important word is respond rather react. Okay, being a teacher, if something happens in front of us, we need to be very calm and we need to respond to that situation rather than react. So what's the difference between these two? When I say react, it means we are showing the aggression, we are showing arrogance, and we are trying to be possessive, and we act with some actions which is not professional for a teacher actually. But when I say respond, we try to understand. We try to understand the situation. We try to hear both the parts, and then we take an action. Okay, so we need to be very careful as a teacher. We need to be very careful when we deal with the students actually. Not only that, when we deal with our colleagues also, we need to be very careful actually. Now see, every individual person, they are not same, they're different. As I already said, they are with different characteristics actually. You cannot change somebody's characters. Okay, you can never. You may always feel that you are the best person in this world. You know how to do certain things. Okay, and we always say that if somebody we assign a task to somebody, and if some other person do the task, we may not be satisfied with those people with the output actually. You know, in that particular scenario, the most important thing that you need to understand is like it is not their fault actually. You may be the experienced people, and those people may not be the experienced people. It is about how to bring them up to your level. That is most important thing. So that we have to think about, and that we have to do actually. So obviously, we are living a life, so there will be a lot of problems. So being a teacher, I have just mentioned few problems, but there will be a lot of problems in our professional life. Uh, as I said, every day will be challenging, and for your promotions also you have to work day and night. You have to you until unless you don't grow, the department will never grow. The same thing is like until unless you don't build a team, you don't build a proper team, the whole department will not grow. Then until unless you don't look after all the students one to one, then the department will not grow. Okay, so it is about the collective work. So there will be a lot of problems which will be coming when you being a leader or you being a teammate or a team member. Okay, so being a team member or a team leader, both are challenging tasks. I'm telling you, being in the head position, I always find there are a lot of problems which comes in because I said different people, different characteristics, different way of approach to the students. So the faculty members who are new to this particular profession, we need to train them. We need to tell them that how to talk, how to deal with the students, because it's not just about teaching or imparting knowledge, but it's all about make them close to you. That is most important thing. Then only true learning will happen. So obviously there is always a solution, and the solution will come only when you are calm, when you're very calm and you are responding by analyzing the thing rather than being arrogant, being aggressive, and just reacting to any of the situation. As I said, there's always a way, and by that way, you can definitely find a solution. Now, I was just talking about this team building, and I just want to talk a bit more about it actually. So, team building is basically is to interact with your colleagues in such a way that there should be balance to each one of them. So me being a leader, so part of uh, I'll just talk with the perspective of the leader actually. Now I need to interact with each individual faculty members or the students differently because all of them are not same, as I already mentioned actually. So while doing the interaction process, we need to be transparent actually. Okay, we need to be transparent. We need to communicate well, and there should be a kind of pure motivations and encouragement, and there should be a total cooperation with them actually. And one thing we need to understand that when we sometimes it may happen that we feel that okay, this particular faculty member is good in doing everything, so we keep on giving all the tasks to that particular faculty member, and we are just ignoring or neglecting, or we are simply saying that okay, this particular other faculty members doesn't have those quality to do that particular task or fulfill or finish that particular task. If we keep on doing that, what we are doing is we are not building the team. We are destroying the team actually. Okay, so it is on us being a leader. It is on us to just pull them up, give them a chance, give them a guidance, and be back of them, and try to help them out to do that particular task. And this is the same thing that we have to do with the students. Okay, so when we talk about the teachers, it has so it is not about to inform a teacher, but it is about involve a teacher in that particular task. Okay, and we also need to get involved. So when we do this, uh, the task will be finished, and that particular faculty member will also learn how to do it. So, okay, this is basic concept actually, and this is from the perspective of a leader. Now, talking about with the perspective of the student part, with the perspective of the faculty part, actually, or the members, colleagues actually, as a team member, they also need to learn. I mean, they also need to talk positive. They also need to learn from experienced people. Okay. So when they are in a team, so suppose I am a team member. So my job is actually is to talk positive things. So as we start talking positive, only positive things will happen. If we go on criticizing everybody around us, okay, that is a reflection of our characteristics. If we go on appreciating everyone around us, it is actually we are appreciating ourselves. Okay, so I'm saying that even in a classroom, or when I say as a leader to the faculty members, if you find it very difficult that to execute a particular task from a teacher, or to execute a particular task from a student in the class, the best thing that you have to do is give them a kind of responsibility and be a part of that particular task. Once you do that, once the confidence comes in, you will find it very easy to be in the class from the next session onwards. Okay, so when I say there's a nuisance guy in the class, and if you're giving responsibility to that particular person, and these are small tricks, okay, and we all know it actually. Okay, it's not about knowing things; it's about actually executing. So when we give a task, be part of it actually, and appreciate every small thing that he does, and wherever he does a mistake, correct it. Okay, and that is the way of actually is building a team. So once again, I just want to say one thing: like it's not about informing a student that you do it, okay, or telling it to your colleagues that just do it, but it's about making them involved and you also get in. Okay, so then only you'll get a success. Okay. So for that, definitely for any single task, the teachers and the whole group of students or the faculty need to be together to get success in that particular task. Okay. Okay. So since, as I already mentioned, this is all about the personality of a teacher. So how to build our personality? Okay. And by building that, how to build a good team that we just talk about. As I already mentioned that being a role of a teacher, the most important thing is update yourself every day with knowledge. And if you have knowledge, definitely everybody will respect you. And knowledge definitely comes from learning and from the experience, and collecting new informations, and analyzing the things around you. And whenever there comes a problem, solve that problem using the knowledge. Okay, so that is the first thing. And second thing I already mentioned is about the communication. Your communication should be very clear and to the point, crystal clear. So if you are assigning a task to a student, if you are assigning a task to a colleague, your communication should be very well, to the point. Okay, and if that happens, the output will come. And if your communication is bad, you assigned a task and you're not bothered about it, whether it is complete or you're waiting for a long time, you're not again communicating, then the task will never get over, right? You will never get succeeded in that particular task. Okay. So when I talk about communication, there's so many things here. Okay. Whenever there is a communication gap, it creates problems. Okay. Sometimes we may not feel good to talk to somebody, maybe a colleague, or maybe a leader, or maybe a boss. So we try to send a message. Okay, we send an email, we send a WhatsApp message, and that's the way we actually try to talk. That is not a good practice. I think. Somebody who is far away from you, when you are sending a message and when you send an email, that we can understand. But somebody close to you, right? Any sort of grudge that you have for that particular person, or you don't have good feeling for, or you don't feel that you matches that particular person. Everybody matches with every other person. It is just the matter of few things which is created, we say, by the God in the human being, or which was basically is created by us actually. And that is all about the egos and all those things. Just keep apart, keep it aside, and then start talking. Until unless you don't do a conversation, there won't, the relation will not be great anytime actually. Okay. Whatever fight has happened to anybody, say fighting basically happen in during the kids days. I mean, during the young age, that happens because of you. You can understand. It's not. It just happens actually. Okay, but when you do the same fight when you are grown up, mature, then that is it is not maturity actually. It is that is an immature act actually. Okay, so the simple point is, if you do a proper communication, there won't be any sort of grudges, and there won't be any type of distance between two people. Okay. Now, the next most important is, so I already mentioned two things for the teachers. The first one is all about the knowledge. The second thing is communicate well. And the third thing is the body language. The body language is very important. And when we talk about body languages, so many things comes into it. So the posture, our posture actually, the way we actually walk, the in a meeting you are getting in a meeting you're getting out, when you're entering to the class, when you're going out of the class, when you're standing and taking classes, your posture is very important actually. Okay, that reflects your personality. That is the first thing. Second one is the facial expression that you have. Okay, we do have a facial expression, and you may find so many people around you without any expressions. You may have so many students in your own class, they don't, you won't find any sort of expression on their face actually. When I say not any type of expression, it is simply, we won't understand whether it is calm, we don't understand whether it is they're angry or they're happy actually. Okay, so when you look at, so it is quite important that we ourselves, at the same time, to the students, we need to tell them like, uh, the only most beautiful thing that God has given to a human being is the face. Okay, we need to take care of this face. This is the first thing that everybody sees when you appear in front of somebody. Okay, so the grace should be there on your face actually. Okay, I'm not talking about physical face appearance actually. I'm talking about the grace. Okay, whether you are dark, fair, white, whitish, it really doesn't matter. What definitely matters on a teacher's face or a student face is the grace. And the grace can be simply created by practicing that also, because some people have natural facial graceful expressions, and some people don't have actually. Now it's about us to actually train ourselves. Look at a mirror and try to make out different emotions. Try to make different faces and try to see. It. It sounds very funny what I'm saying, but I'm telling you, this is the fact actually. Uh, the grace on your face reflects your personality, and that is something quite beautiful. The next thing is the voice modulation. You being in the class, you take a lecture, and if you're reading a text, you take out a text. In school days, I remember when I studied in KV, Kendra Vidyalaya, I remember that a history teacher used to open up the book and just read the whole story, line by line. And we don't find it any type of, there is no, it was not at all interesting actually. Okay, it is being simply read out the whole class actually, and then we also read in the class, so we are not getting any knowledge out of it actually. So while presentation also in the class on a particular topic, the most important thing is the modulation of your voice. So wherever you have to give stress, that there you have to give stress. Okay, and that actually makes sense. The next things that comes in is the eye contact. So if you're talking to somebody, and this is very general thing actually, very general thing, that when you are in a meeting actually and you are saying something, or when you are in a class and when we are taking a session, please excuse me, there's a distance. Okay, so the eye contact is very important. Okay, you have the face expression, your voice modulation, your body posture is good. But if your eye contact is not correct, the whole presentation goes wrong. So you're taking a class or you're doing a presentation, you need to look every person in the who is present in the meeting. You need to look every person, every student in the class. And if you are not doing that, then all the students or all the members of present in the meeting, what they feel is you are focusing a particular person and you're just teaching that fellow, or you are trying to deliver a meeting to an individual person. Okay, so eye contact is most important thing. Then comes smile. Okay, when I say body posture is good, your facial expression, you got a graceful face, and your voice modulation is good. You are doing eye contact, but you don't have smile. And if you don't have smile on your face, nobody will accept you. Being a teacher, what I do, or I think most of the teachers does is like when they enter the class, they enter with a smile. I used to enter with a smile, and as soon as I go out of the classroom, I go out with a smile. And whenever I conduct a meeting, also it is in the same way. I enter with a smile, I go out with a smile. I ensure that whatever happens in between should not get reflected and stayed back in the mind of any person in the classroom. Okay, so if something stay back, somebody's head, that doesn't make sense. Actually. I mean that leads to problem. You are scolding a fellow in the class. You are insulting him. And this is since because you want that particular person to grow. You are shouting on a particular person. He has not submitted his assignment or did something wrong in the classroom. You try to punish him by insulting him in the class. That's not a solution, I'm telling you. The next day, he will feel down. He will try to avoid you. He will try to go away from be away from the classroom. And that definitely spoil his life or spoil her life. This will happen actually. So what we should do actually, say even if you scold a particular person, the next moment what do you have? You need to turn it. You need to turn the situation actually. You have to say something good also. Okay, it's not about always to criticize. It is all about criticize and try to find a solution and give that solution to that particular person. I just remember during my PhD, my guide is 70 plus. IIT, he's from IIT Kharagpur actually. So he used to scold me like anything while I write one single sentence. But at the same time, once I finish the task, I do it properly. He asked me to write 2, 3, 4 times, refine it. And finally, as soon as I completed my task, he used to appreciate like anything. Okay, he used to call me close to him and pat me at the back. Well done, Shiju. Like now you are correct. Now what you've done is very appropriate. Actually. Okay, so that is most important thing actually. So I am telling you, please keep all your family problems at your when you are in the college, when you are when you're in front of the students, when you're in front of your colleagues, please have a smile on your face always. I'm telling you, it will make differences. I know many teachers, they don't look at the students actually, but the students always try to wish a particular teacher. They look at teachers, try to smile, but they don't respond. They don't look at students actually. That shows a kind of lack of confidence to face these kids actually. This shows the lack of confidence to face our colleagues actually. So please keep that, which is the most important point actually. And that next one is the personal space. A personal space is another most important aspect of in creating a personality development. Okay, so it is all about uh, exchanging the love and the trust. Okay, you cannot share. I'm telling you, each one of you who are attending this session, I'm telling you, all of you have something, some secrets. And these secrets are very small secrets actually. That may be a habit actually. That may be something that some funny thing has happened in your life, or some incident that has happened to in your life, but you don't really want to share with anybody else. You don't want to share with anyone. But there comes a point wherein sometimes you feel that, okay, this particular fellow I trust, so I should share. I should give a person space so that I can share something. Okay, being a teacher, if you can create that personal space with your body posture, facial expression, voice modulation, eye contact, and a smile, I'm telling you, you are creating a personal space. And in that space, you can accommodate anyone. And that accommodation will happen easily because people once see that you are trustable, they will come to you. So even if that is your colleague or a student. And that actually makes one. Okay, so this is all about the other. But then, other than the verbal technique, there are non-verbal techniques also. Okay, so far I was just talking about the verbal techniques to improve your body language. There is a non-verbal body language techniques. Okay. With our expression, this all comes with our expression actually. So when somebody is talking, uh, we have seen that people interact actually. There happens a meeting actually before somebody finish, just get in and you start talking actually. That is not a good practice actually. Second thing is like avoid negative signals. Okay, if somebody is talking, you are making your actions. Okay, chalo, get it. You go from here. That body language. I mean, with your hands, you are showing actions actually. With your eyes, you are showing this is not good. Chalo, leave it. And the next is like how do you look? How you look determines how people respond. That is the most ultimate thing actually. Okay, the people will respond only based on the way we basically look at them. Okay, now we look at them and we smile, that is a different thing. We look at them and laugh, that makes a different sense. Without any reason, we're simply laughing, that makes a different sense. So there is a difference actually. And then comes the most important thing is the open emotions. And open emotion is reflection of your not only your physical communication, but it's all about your non-verbal communication. People looking at you, talking to you once, twice, will understand what kind of person you are actually. But staying with you for long, they understand you little more actually, whether you are trustable or not. Okay, so as a teacher, when students started trusting you, they come to you, the colleague comes to you, and things, as I said, will go in a best wonderful way. Okay. So I have already said the non-verbal communication, which is all about your hand movement, eye movement, facial expression, body contact, and all those things. And patting your students when they do something good. That is kind of a very good encouragement to them actually. Okay, so these are all non-verbal. So you have a verbal way of communicating with the people. You have a non-verbal way of communication also, and we put it under the category of body language. So you can understand from this pie chart actually, you can see that 7% of words only affects students. Okay, it's about the 38% of your voice tone, your modulation, the pauses that you use when you talk. It matters. And above that, you can see 55% is the contribution of your body movement, your face and arms when you are in the public or when you are in the classroom. Okay, so I was telling that when from here onwards, all the participants, being a teacher or scholars, I just want to say one thing: like when you move out of your room or you get into your room, always keep smile on your face. And this is the actual reason I'm telling you. A smile is the shortest distance between two people. You might not have talked with somebody in your own college for so many years. We may not be knowing, we may not be talking to that faculty members, but with this smile, when you give a smile, you look at them and you walk in, they may not be looking at you, but there comes a scenario where we are face to face. You give a smile, and that connects you. Say after 12 days, you are put into a common task from your department. You are in that group. That fellow from other group is joining the same group for the same task. Automatically, since the distance is already less because of that smile, it will become easy for you to actually talk and collaborate, and that makes real sense. Okay. Okay. And we were talking about the personality of the teachers, and when the personality is reached to a particular height, uh, as I already said, that we alone can't conquer the world. If we alone feel that I can change the world, I can change a particular person, it's basically is not possible. But that initiative, when you take that initiative, when people look at you, when they find that this is the correct path, when they also joins you, makes sense. So together we can definitely make a huge change. Okay. Now I was talking about knowledge. I was talking about the body languages, right? Now I was talking about the communication. Now the next comes is all about the appearance. How should we look? See, God has given us uh, a physical body actually, and if we don't care this physical body, uh, we will not survive for long. That is first thing. Okay, this is part of the survival. The most three important things that we need, all of us know, is definitely air, we need water, and we need food. These are the most important three things. In our day-to-day life, when we are so much busy with so many works for your department, for your college, for your academic works, or for your research work, we don't bother about our body actually, which turn into you may be fit at earlier days actually, and as time passes, you 40 plus, your body your sense organ starts, it start not work, function properly actually. Okay. Now, an appearance of a teacher really matters actually. Okay. So yes, definitely for that we need to work, and what way we have to work. The first thing is the dressing. Being a teacher, I feel that we are the role model. If your college has got a dress code for uniform, a dress code for our, I mean, the students actually, a uniform for the students. Definitely, you also may be having, you may not be having. So, suppose you don't have the uniform or the code, you should actually take into a practice of this particular profession that you should look good, neat and clean. Not only neat and clean, but you should wear uh, the dress which fits you, not the dress which is very tight on your body, not the dress which is very loose on your body, but perfect. Okay, and obviously, as I said, 40 plus things will change. So you have to really work hard to uh, control your body mass index actually. So weight has to be controlled. The food habit should be good. Okay, the time of sleep should be correct. When all these things happens, things will be good. You know, teaching profession is not so easy. It's the most noblest job, but I'm telling you, this is not easy. Teaching is not just to go into a class, you take a class and it's over. It's not about that. It's about dreaming. It's about waiting for a kid whom you taught maybe 10 years back, 15 years back, or 20 years back, and that fellow coming back to you and saying it on your face that he has got all the gracefulness in his life or achieved whatever in his life just because of you. That is actually is a teacher moment. Okay. So our dressings, as I mentioned, our dressing should be really good. So you have all four characteristics now. The most important thing is one-to-one communication. Going into a class of 70, 60, taking a class, going out. You cannot help individual students. Academics you may be able to help, but there are students who don't study well. So you need to have personal one-to-one mentoring. You need to talk to them, because you will find, I'm telling you, there is no individual person on this earth who are not capable. And there is no human being on this earth who cannot do what we can do. Okay. And we all know that up to age of 5, up to age of 6 or 7, that is the most primary age. If you are able to train them well, do those up to say 6 or 9, then we never need to, we basically don't train those, because they study themselves, they do their activities by themselves. But there are kids, I'm telling you, just because of the reason that the parents are not, they are poor, they're not in, they are not well educated. There's so many reasons actually, because of which they are not able to nourish them well. They are not able to give a kind of proper basic discipline or kind of education, proper education, because of which these students, those students basically need what? Extra attention, need an attention to overcome the problems of not understanding the fundamental things in their school time. And because of that, what they they are into a failure zone. They being categorized into a failure zone in college days or in their PG days, and they sometimes may not be able to finish their PhD also, like that. It happens actually. So you know that we need to mentor them properly. And once we interact with one individual person, you will find that there are a lot of problems in their life. We being a students, we had a lot of problems. Our parents were supporting, but there are other problems with our colleagues, or with our friends, or maybe with within the family itself. There were a lot of problems actually. So all these things were there actually. So we need to do a proper mentoring, which is most important as part of the teacher's profession. Okay. So this is what I just said to all of you, and this is most important thing which we need to take care of. Okay, we all study what are the different sense organs. In this sense, I always used to quote this to the students also, and we all know what are the different sense organs. And I said after a particular age of 40, um, the working of all the sense organs degrades. And to make this active, you need to eat properly, you need to sleep properly, you need to do regular exercise. Then all this will be fit. And if your sense organs are not working well, then I'm telling you, being a teacher, you know who are teachers? Teachers are the people who, when stand on a platform in front of a big crowd of say 60 or say 100 people, or even I'm saying 300, 500 people in an auditorium, wherever, they can pull the attention of the whole people in that auditorium, in the group, to them. They are the teachers. And that will happen only when their sense organs work fine. So I'm not saying sense organs working fine means like you looking and all those. It's about like when you do a gesture in a public, when you do a gesture in the classroom, your one look itself make a clear understanding to the students that okay, this is what is expected from us by the teacher with that look. Okay, it's about controlling them, it's about sensing them, it's about understanding them and then responding. Okay, so I personally say that the most important thing in our human body are these 5 sense organs. And now this is being completely now overtaken by AI now. Uh, and in future they will be controlling us to some extent. That is what is the understanding for all of us actually. Okay, out of these 5 sense organ, the most important, which the one is like is our sight. Okay, so we should not, and you being maybe a computer science engineer, IT engineers, or any other engineers, or you're working in any field now, two things are very much attached to you. One is your computer, and the second one is mobile. Actually, we need to take care of our eyesight actually. And if we are losing our eyesight, the other sense organs, even though they will become active, take the role of the sight also. But I'm saying 75% of the contribution is just because of the sight actually. That's the most important thing, right? So please take care of it. The next one is a respect. Okay, a teacher can get respect only when they respect everyone. Okay, in our whole life, it's not about the teacher actually. Anybody can get respect. I won't say getting respect. I would say you have to earn respect. To earn respect, you need to respect the person who is younger to you. That is the first thing that we have to do. The second is the person who is of your age, and then the person who is above your age. So I actually take it in a reverse order, because of the reason elder, you definitely you respect. The most difficult part is to respect a person who is younger to you. Okay, so to earn a respect, you need to respect people. So I will categorize the people into three zones. One, as I already said, younger one, colleague, and the elder one. So respect can be earned in that way only. And we are onto this earth. Please, we all need to understand one thing. We may be able to find the life on a different planet, maybe on Mars actually, or any other planet, new planet, which may pass by. But until and unless this respect is not there, okay, when we talk about religion also, you need to have that respect. And if that respect is there, uh, definitely we'll live long, the earth will be there for long, otherwise everything will be out in few, I'll say, decades or in few 100 years of time. Okay, so as part of the anger, I've already mentioned that anger kills. Okay, if you are angry bird, I'll say if you show your anger to anybody, it reflects our character. And if you have anger, mm, it will take away all the graces that we do in our life. Okay, if you do wonders and you complain, okay, you reach to a top position and you complain that okay, these people are not doing. I am the person who has done this, so I reached to this particular point, and these kind of things. When we start saying it after reaching to height, I'm telling you, all the graces that we have will become equal to zero. Okay, so the anger to our family, the anger to our own kids, the anger to the people around us, we have to we have to control it. We have to control it very much. Okay, and to control that, the most important thing is you should have a self-control. Okay, and I know that it is sometimes very difficult to control our anger. And I'm telling you, the best solution that I found is talk to ourselves. I mean, I talk to myself actually. I just move out from the crowd. I talk to myself and try to find out what is the mistake and how that mistake has happened, whose mistake it was. Even if it is my mistake or others' mistake, my mistake, I'll go and I'll ask sorry for it. If the other mistake, I'll try to forgive and I'll try to see that such kind of situation never arise. Okay, and then next is we have to have commitment for the work. So whatever task which is assigned in our as part of a teacher actually, whether it is all about the subjects, about taking classes, or dealing with the students, mentoring part, or to or being given some other different tasks, we need to ensure that we are doing it meticulously. In this particular aspect, I would like to add one more thing, and that is most important. What I feel is sometimes we will be in a situation that we have multiple tasks with us. Okay, and we simply put our hands in all these tasks parallel. and because of that, sometimes some of the tasks get into way. Okay, so what I have learned from the experience and what I have learned listening to people who are elder to me or even younger to me is like we need to set a priority for for the task, different types of tasks. What is most important that need to be done fast. Okay, and you just forget about other things. And if you are much capable in doing multitask at the same time, just do it. Not a problem actually. Two tasks at the same time you can do. You can do. And I am telling you, it's all depends upon our sense organs. Okay, it's about our intellectual ability and intelligence actually. So when you are being committed to do something, ensure that you are doing it correctly and you are doing to the point actually, and you try to finish it. You try to finish it off. Okay, so and to do the entire thing, we have so many things around us. One is actually is as you can see, be a expert in that area, be passionate, humorous, and sorry for that. So we need to be expert, we need to be passionate, and to make something most very much interesting in the classroom is to uh, have a humorous talk. Okay, we need to practice it actually. And once we do it, you will find it very interesting actually. It's not about just go take the class and go. No, try to give some humorous comment also, so that students also enjoy it and students also laugh. Try to seek their attention beautifully with respect to uh, the topic or the knowledge that you are trying to impart as. And as I already said, respect, be competent, and lifelong learning is important. Then only you will be having successful. Try to be creative. Whatever you look around, try to analyze. Because if you we see 40 plus or whatever, we need to analyze everything which is around us. We need to analyze whatever new thing is coming into the market, new technology which is coming into the market. Actually, whatever it is, any new technology. We talk about any algorithm. We talk about any new concepts which is being into our domain. We need to have basic knowledge of that. Okay, and the ultimate thing is be humble. And see, if you are humble, people will approach you. If you are showing every time aggression, get out of my room, take this, throw the record. If you act like that, I don't have time for you, you come later, that will create a clear kind of distance between you and the people around you. Okay, and the final is the care. You should care everybody around you. So life is long, and it's not just life is long, but it's your learning part is also very long. Okay. A small story. It's about to end. Few more slides actually. A very small story. It's about an incident of a teacher and a student. There was an average student, and it's a real story. And maybe my college, I'll tell you. It's a 2019 person. He belongs to a poor family, high range. He used to live in a mountain hilly area actually. They depend upon their livelihood is basically they're depending upon the farming actually for this rubber trees and all. And they're very poor actually. They're studying all that only, and he was below average as I already said. He was good with the practical things. He used to pass all the practical examination, but he was not really good with the theoretical part because he studied from state school actually, where English being not as the kind of language which is being used by among the teachers and among the students actually. So he was not really good in that actually. So he was good with Malayalam actually. So with that, he was here studying first year, second year, third year. So he don't have even money to pay in the hostel for his food. He don't have that much of money from his parents' side to pay for the fees also. So the college used to support him with some amount from a trust actually, and there were so many students among his own class. They're so attached that they used to give money to them. There were teachers, including me, we used to support him for his examination and for other things actually, because he was so humble and very respectful, even though he have lot many back papers. You know, there are around uh, 60 back papers. I mean, 60 subjects all together that you have to study in engineering actually. So this fellow could not. He had supplementaries areas because of those theory subjects up to third year actually. In a third year, he was traveling with his brother, younger brother, on a bike actually, and they met with an accident. So in front of him, his brother died actually, passed away, and that was the most saddest thing that has happened to him actually. So he was totally into a depression, stress, and he could not actually study further. Actually, now his area number of areas has increased to 15 actually, and he don't know what to do actually. Then I called him up, and there was other teachers also getting involved with him, and I sent him to counsel for a counseling session because I felt that now he definitely need a counseling, and this counseling at the next level. It's not about mentoring. I'm talking about counseling where he need a kind of total support, that somebody is supporting him. Now that is being done, and slowly in the final year, after 2 months, he came back. Actually, he started studying. Actually, in the seventh semester, he cleared most of the papers. Actually, he get into the studies. Actually, anyhow, he finished the course, but still he had a supplementary of some six. Okay, so he was writing this examination for the next 2 3 years, and but at the same time, he started doing a job in a small startup with a salary of say some 10,000 rupees. 1 year he worked. Second year he got another opportunity. He started working with 15,000. Next year he got kind of 35,000. So he was learning by himself in being in the team in the startup. You know very much. You know, all of you know it very well that where you are in a startup, you can learn to the core because you are developing with the team actually some project. But if you are in MNC actually, you are a part of a big team actually where you are doing a small thing actually. So with this, he could actually learn so many things. And in the third year, he got this particular opportunity of 45,000, and then he got another big jump from there to another MNC, which is not Indian based but UK based actually, and he was working for from home actually. You know, his salary now is, he cleared all the papers by the time actually, but his salary now is around 24 lakh per year. And that is an amazing thing. He got a clear jump from 45,000 to a direct to the next level of say 24 lakhs per year actually. And that was amazing actually. He came back to the college after 5 years actually. He paid back all the money which was pending actually. He gave a big amount to the department also. And this was a kind of small story wherein it is a kind of what I say is the attachment from the department. It is the attachment of the faculty members to that particular one single individual, which made a change in his life. And you know that change is getting reflected with a very good response and is very positive. Okay, so this is the kind of change that you have to bring in our lives and into the life of this student actually. Okay, now there are just few slides, and then within 5 minutes it will be over. And the next one, not the team building. I have already mentioned the team building is quite possible. A very good building is possible only when you look into your own personality. When you improve your personality, automatically people around you also start improving their personality, and then you will then you will be able to make a very good team. Okay, so the team management will be really good. Then comes the next part of the topic, actually, which is known as what the resource management. Okay, once the team is good, see, once your personality is good, the team is built. Now you are very much certain that if I give a task to any of the faculty members, to any of the students, they will be able to do it. Okay, that is what I am saying is an ideal case actually. Okay, but this is not actually there in a real-time scenario. So in a real-time scenario, it's not quite that actually. So the thing is, when you are allocating the resources for a particular task, we need to be very careful actually. So somebody who is not capable of doing something, we try to, because we have seen that there are so many memes and all those reels you can see, or there are so many images you might have seen that if you try to ask fish to climb a tree, it is never going to happen actually. That fish will die thinking of it, and it will never happen actually. Okay, so if you try to give a task which is of not of the capable of that particular person, it will never happen. So that therefore only in the initial moment itself I said it's not to inform but to involve. Involve means you are also getting involved actually. Okay, so that is the way we have to allocate the resources. Once you do the allocation of the resources properly, whatever task you take, it will happen nicely. You will succeed, and obviously, when you succeed, whatever you did, it will be a kind of contribution to the society as well as to the nature. So I request all of you, being a teacher, the most important thing is never give up. And we always used to say to the students, okay, never give up, never give up. But we ourselves, somebody should tell us also that we should never give up. Okay, because our part is not just teaching. I said there's so many things in our life. Okay, so for that we should never give up actually, and we have to continue doing this practice because this is our profession and the most noble lesson. So at the end, I would like to say to each one of you, we should always watch our words, whatever we are talking to anybody in our life actually. See, each and every single word that we speak, we cannot take it back actually. The only thing, only way is to ask forgiveness or to say sorry actually. But whatever you speak, you cannot take it back actually. So words must be very pure, clear. The actions that you do in any, I mean, in public or wherever actually, the actions that you perform, that should be, as I already said, uh, it should be a disciplined one actually. It should not be non-verbal negative actions actually. Then the thoughts. I'm telling you, uh, most of the time, if you just think positive, only positive things happens around you. I used to have a very bad habit in my childhood days. Whenever I used to see a newspaper, I used to go to the column wherein all crimes were written. So I studied in Chhattisgarh actually. So wherein whenever I see Hindi newspaper, actually I used to go to the crime and I read all those things. I simply get frustrated into depression and all those things. I'm talking about I'm very child actually. I'm saying 7th to 8th class actually. You know, when you look into all positive things, only positive things happens. Okay, try to ignore, avoid negative things around you, and just try to make it away from you. If you do that, automatically a good character will happen, and definitely with that, your heart will be pure only. Okay, so finally, I would like to say that a gifted teacher is not only prepared to meet the needs of the today's child, but is also prepared to foresee the hopes and dreams in every child's future. So this is by Robert John Mahan. And with this, I would like to conclude by saying to each one of you, being a teacher, being into this particular profession, we need to be, we are part of the society, but our role is much more than anybody else in the society. We all know this very well. And you know, as every teacher say, I know everything, don't teach me. Even to our kid, we say, I am teacher, don't teach me. To kids, anybody who try to come to us, we always say that, don't teach me. एन्ने पढ़ती के लिए मुझे मत सिखाओ. This is what we always say. But this is not the correct way actually. The correct way is to understand. You know, try to look into that scenario, try to analyze it, and then respond actually, respond proper. With this, I conclude. I thank each one of you patiently and listening to me, and I hope that you are able to impart some small what do you say points that will be a key point into your head. It will be there in your head. You can connect to me, as I already mentioned. You can connect to me through my email ID or to my phone number. You can connect to me for this. So I used to basically take technical session, but I am too much interested in this also. I used to conduct sessions for the USP, or I used to take the induction program for the students also, as part of encouraging them and bring life to them. That is what I say. So thank you very much, each one of you. Thank you so much. If you have any queries, definitely you can ask me.